What this guy says about Alex Hormozi's success is dumb, but I'm not going to lie. He's got a point.
The more famous your favorite influencer is, the more traumatized they probably are. And I can show you why you've been taking advice from some of the most broken people in society. You don't become Alex Hormozi when you had a beautiful childhood of being unconditionally loved and accepted. Only a deeply troubled person chooses to sacrifice every relationship, every moment of peace, every other aspect of their humanity just to accumulate more money than they could ever spend in 10 lifetimes. That is not success. That's unhealed trauma disguised as ambition. David Goggins is running 200-mile ultra marathons on destroyed knees because for some reason he believes he's worthless if he's not torturing his body. Kobe Bryant's own family and teammates said he was pretty miserable to be around because he couldn't turn off the obsession. Everything he accomplished in his career came at the expense of basic human connections. Tim Ferriss has interviewed every top relationship expert on the planet, but he can't hold a romantic relationship in his own life. And he's been courageously open and vulnerable about his romantic struggles. But that level of obsession with efficiency and optimization leaves people emotionally unavailable. Our modern society straight up isn't designed for happy, healthy, fulfilled people to rise to extraordinary fame.
He's saying a lot of true things. It's really interesting. He's putting a dark spin on it. He's got a frame of reference. He's pushing like a negative view of this stuff. We are products of evolution. Or maybe even worse, God, in his infinite wisdom. All right, I'm going to put these obsessions, or if God is real, God has decided if you were abused as a child, the odds of you being broken forever border on 100%. It's crazy. Hey, either evolution or God has yielded that result. My take on this is all of these things that he's pointing out as pathology, I think is a mistake to point them out as pathology. We live in a society where people are 1,000 dice with 20 sides on them, roll different traits of different amplitudes. And so some people get really high obsession. Like I have really high obsession and really low addiction. So I'll get super into something. But the second I see it's problematic in my life, I stop. And no problem. And I turn and focus on something else. I can literally just decide, I'm going to go get obsessed about this thing. And I will legitimately go get obsessed and it's wonderful. Now, this guy could easily look at my life and pathologize it. But it doesn't feel like pathology inside my life. Now, I can look at somebody else's life and pathologize it and say like, oh my God, this person doesn't even want anything. They're not pushing hard. Do they not even have goals? But again, that's with my roll of the dice. You need to be careful because goals make demands. So if for Kobe, it was more enjoyable to be the greatest of all time than it was to be a dad and a father, what's the problem? There is pathology and some people can get caught up. And if you get a high roll of addiction and so you can't stop, okay, that I'm sure would not be a lot of fun. How many of us have seen somebody who's morbidly obese eating a bowl of ice cream in shame? That to me is like one of the greatest tragedies on planet Earth. You're shortening your lifespan, which I don't have any beef with. That's your life. Do what you want with it. Either don't eat the ice cream and lose the weight, or eat the ice cream and say, I love it. I want to eat this. I would prefer to have a shortened life and enjoy this thing. The only one that breaks my heart is when somebody's going to do the thing anyway, and they're going to hate themselves for it. The great irony of this guy talking into a camera saying that the most famous people are the most broken. He's trying to get socially famous because it's super high utility. Yeah, don't pathologize everything. All right, back to my man's here.
It's designed for the most traumatized people to claw their way to the top because trauma is what creates obsessive drive, and that's what our system rewards. Normal, healthy, well-adjusted people do not sacrifice their health for millions of followers.
Everybody needs meaning and purpose. There have been times in my life where I have sacrificed my health and the result has been millions of followers because I was just working hard and doing that was the thing that had high utility. But the real goal was something else, right? Meaning and purpose. You could just as easily do a video about the poor guy who's a billionaire and ends up killing himself because it was like, what did I do all this for? I have all this money, all this influence, and it just doesn't matter. That's a person that never figured out meaning and purpose. God, evolution, universe, whatever, has decided that we are mountain climbers and we are not people that will feel good at the top of a mountain. It was like the day that I got all the money, I was like, all my insecurities are still here. I laughed. Because I knew that was coming, but still to live through it was pretty funny. If your mountain is, hey, right now, I want to see how many followers I can get. It's going to help me with this thing. You may lean on your trauma at times to keep you motivated. Trauma is really useful if you know how, again, it's a caustic thing. It will burn you. If you fail to understand the power of the dark side, then you're never going to achieve the way that somebody who can use both the light and the dark will be able to achieve. When I am at my most fatigued, I don't think about the beautiful things that I'm trying to do, the people that I'm trying to help. That was all the way up to getting fatigued. I just think about, I want to help people, I want meaning and purpose, and so I'm going all in. Some people are going to clock as pathology, but goals make demands. Then I'll click into, oh, there are motherfuckers that want me to fail. There are people that believe I'm a loser. I am not going to let them be right. I mean, this is why I absolutely worship at the feet of the original Star Wars trilogy, because George Lucas sat down with Joseph Campbell, the guy that wrote The Power of Myth, and was like, you understand these 10,000 plus year old storylines that humans have been telling themselves literally for all of recorded history. Inside of you is a dark force, and you can use it. It's very powerful. But if you're not careful, it consumes you. This is Empire Strikes Back, Luke in the cave, when Luke cuts the helmet off of Darth Vader, who is revealed inside the helmet? Luke Skywalker. So Luke realizes, oh, I'm capable of becoming Darth Vader. But at the same time, Luke has to dip into the dark side to fully manifest his powers as a Jedi. If you don't know how to use it, the dark side is a huge missed opportunity. If you can't get out of it, the dark side becomes extreme pathology. But if you know how to walk that middle way of like, okay, every now and then I'm going to dip into this. Oh, I'm going to think about some dark things. It's very powerful. All right, back to our man, because I want to get to both of these videos.
They have self-worth that isn't tied to external validation. And you are not some kind of loser because you haven't achieved their level of success. True. You're not quite broken enough to feed the machine. Stop taking advice from people who hate their lives.
That is very true. Be careful who you take advice from. So for instance, if you want to be the greatest father in the world, you need to be very careful taking advice from me. If you want an awesome marriage, you can literally take my advice from top to bottom. My marriage is fucking awesome, and I've been married for 23 years, together for 25. So, hey. Entrepreneurship, you can take my advice all day long. I know exactly what I'm doing. I've been doing it for 25 years, extreme success to show for it. I would say, look for the person that's actually done it. That's far better advice, which is why when I say, all right, I'm going to give parental advice, I fully assume people are going to disregard it, even though I do believe I'm right. But because I haven't done it, I have the humility to know most people should just ignore me. This is video two. Here we go.
Comments said I was promoting mediocrity. Here's why they're triggered. They believe hard work creates wealth. It doesn't.
Pause. More hard. That is hilarious. Now, hard work does not equal success. Let's be very clear. You can work your ass off and go absolutely nowhere. The only thing that matters is doing the right thing in that moment. The most successful person on planet Earth, bar none, is Elon Musk. Even if you just clock him as an engineer, or even if you just clock him as a person who gathers talent, he's not always the wealthiest person. And I'll still say he's the most successful person, because he's the person that has set goals and has just like knocked them down one after another, doing things that other people thought were impossible. He's about to tell you, like, just set up systems. It'll all work without you. This is amusing to me. And look, I welcome people. Hey, all of you, make things as easy as you can, 1,000%. There's no valor in working harder than you need to. I just have a feeling that life is going to teach you over and over and over that, one, working hard feels awesome, because I think we have an evolutionary algorithm that insists that we work hard. There's an upper limit for sure. You will push into pathology very quickly, but you work hard because it's just hard to beat people. You're competing. This is a competition, and you're competing against a lot of people. So you're going to have to work hard. Just is what it is.
Universe gives you more of what you already are. Desperate energy attracts desperation. Abundant energy attracts abundance.
That makes me want to smash something. Abundant energy doesn't attract anything. This is like, okay, if you've never seen The Secret, it's almost worth watching. Half of it is brilliant and will change your life. The half that's brilliant goes like this. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Because your frame of reference controls what you see. So if your frame of reference is, I'm a loser, then you're not going to do the things you need to do. You're not even going to see the opportunities because you don't think to take advantage of them. Manifest a parking spot, make your cancer go away by thinking, that's all full retard. None of that stuff works, nor is it real. Like, life is about the series of things that you do. And if you do the right things, even if you do them for the wrong reasons, you will get the right outcome. Think about how many good people you know that just never come together for them. They just didn't do the right things. The world didn't respond to them in the way that they wanted to. We all have our limitations. If a woman is, let's say she's a 6, if she were a 10, life would be totally different. She doesn't do anything to earn being a 10, just good genetics. Not good or bad. It's just humans have a hard wiring to respond to beauty. Just is what it is.
Hormozi made hundreds of millions of dollars working 16-hour days, sleeping on gym floors, and sacrificing everything else. I can't touch that number, but I have made millions.
You know why you can't touch that number? Because you're not willing to do the things that goal demands. Now, he may not care about it. His life may be better than Alex's. From what does it feel like to be inside your body? That's all that matters. Do you have your own respect? When you're by yourself, is life awesome or is it terrible? If life is awesome, speaking from experience, you have won. If life is terrible, you have lost. I have been rich and miserable. I've been poor and happy. I've been poor and miserable. I've been rich and happy. Whenever I look at, okay, what's really going on? It's what am I thinking about where I'm at? If I'm thinking, hey, you're really trying, you're putting in energy, there's like an optimism about my future, my life feels good. Mm-hmm. When I feel like I'm losing and I'm just a dumbass and I'm never going to get there and I'm pessimistic about my future, I feel terrible. If I say I'm going to do something and then I don't do it, I lose respect for myself. That feels terrible. He really may be happier than Alex. Mm-hmm. But when you step back and look at the advice, what Alex did is absolutely incredible. I mean, it is incredible. I was there on the day that he did it. It was absolutely incredible. Totally mind-blowing. It doesn't mean it made him happy, but it does mean that he had a goal. That goal made demands and he met the demands of that goal. And it's breathtaking because it lets us all know, oh, cool. I just need to figure out what my goal is. I need to figure out what the demands are that goal makes. And then am I going to do it? Am I going to be able to do it? There are many, many paths to Valhalla, as they say.
While traveling to over 20 countries with the love of my life, prioritizing my health, building deep community, living months abroad, and having incredible adventures like Burning Man. I wouldn't trade those memories for billions. Here's what you don't understand. You follow Hormozi's model because he's constantly in your face. He's famous. He has to be. His entire system requires him showing up daily to feed the content machine. He's the most trapped of all.
The only thing that would trap anybody that's like, I'm going after that goal is if they make the mistake that my worth is tied to the accomplishment. Never, ever, 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 ever allow your sense of self, your self-worth, your self-esteem to be tied to accomplishment. You can never guarantee the accomplishment. You can guarantee the struggle, you can guarantee integrity, but you can't guarantee that you're going to achieve the thing that you set out to achieve. And by the way, when you achieve it, you're a mountain climber. So you're going to look for the next thing. So anybody that makes the mistake of tying their self-worth to like whether it works or not, like I think about this a lot with game development. I am literally having the time of my life. I may fail at this. This game may go nowhere. But when I'm alone and I'm trying to problem solve like how to build this world, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Minecraft, I'm like, why is Minecraft the greatest video game of all time? I will fucking die on that hill. And I'm actually able to compartmentalize, oh, it's this and it's this and it's this. Like that journey of like trying to solve for that is extraordinary. And then translating that to, okay, how do I put this into an actual game, a thing that can be coded? Now, let's say that I pull that off and the game is amazing, but we fail on marketing. Or let's say that the game sucks, we market the life out of it, people play it, but they hate it. Or let's say the game is the hottest thing for 2 years and then it disappears. All of those things are so possible. Mm-hmm. So I know better than to tie myself, how I feel about myself, to any of those outcomes. Do not tie yourself to outcomes.
They're not on Instagram. They're at their kid's soccer game or flying to Bali with their partner. They don't feed the machine because they don't need the machine. You never consider them because they're invisible to you. The ones who don't use their face to make money, who built systems that run without them, who chose freedom over fame. You get to pick whatever you want.
Freedom and fame are not mutually exclusive. In the age of social media, the vast majority of us are 3 weeks away from total anonymity. So this has happened to me enough times where I'll reboot my channel and so I'll be getting big and I'll be recognized every time I go out, and then I reboot the channel. And I literally in 3 weeks, I am invisible. I don't get recognized. Nobody comes up to me anymore. Then I'll build the channel back and I'll get, hey, every time I go out, I'm getting recognized, and then I'll reboot the channel again and I'll disappear. You're going to be forgotten far faster than you think. So it really is only if you think you're valuable because you have followers, now you're trapped.
Want wealth and actual freedom? Study the invisible rich. The people attacking my video need their way to be right because they lack conviction. They outsource their life blueprint to whoever is the loudest, suggest another path exists, and their ego melts down. The grinders will always invent more work so they can keep grinding. It's all they know.
So interesting. Going back to the 1,000 dice that are 20-sided, I think the reward you get for hard work, or even the impulse you have to work hard, is going to be different in everybody. So for me, I really didn't have it as a kid though, which is fascinating. But over time, I responded very aggressively to, okay, hard work is a value. Now, when I work hard, I feel really good about myself. When you see somebody like David Goggins, that to me is the one where you really have to be careful. And I've said many times, and hopefully David will forgive me for saying this, but I'm blown away by David. I'm very inspired by David. I don't want to be David. It does feel like he's being chased by something because I have a invisible value that I don't want to beat my body up like that, because I do worry about him. And I mean, maybe with modern science he'll be fine. But like when I look at Ronnie Coleman, I have that same sense of like, bro, you broke your body down so hard. You accomplished something that was amazing. I, Tom Bilyeu, as one dude, would not make that trade. So again, just be careful who you take advice from. I don't like it when people pathologize quote unquote grind culture. I think working your ass off is A, rewarding in and of itself, even if you fail. B, if you're competing on a world stage, it's very difficult. You are going up against the best of the best of the best. And if you want to win, it's going to be hard as hell, but it's also awesome. Make no mistake. I want to be the biggest live streamer that the world has ever seen or could possibly ever imagine. Do I think I'm going to be? Probably not. But I value myself for the sincere pursuit. And so life is fun.